In this video, we're going to add API documentation to our Django project. So that's going to be a very short video, hopefully, because there is no any complex configurations in the project. And also, I highly recommend to visit the blog post that I shared in my blog. I will put the link in the description of this video. I have provided even more information about how to, for example, customize the description, or how to add even more, how to say, details for making the documentation very helpful. So let's not waste time and start with the cloning the repository that I've created, because for the sake of time, I don't want to create the Django project from scratch and configure the default configurations and stuff like that. So basically, click to the GitHub repository. It will navigate you to, oops, what's happening? Okay, it will navigate to this particular repository and clone the repository to your local machine and open it in Visual Studio Code as I did, like here. Alright, so let's start the general structure of the application. It's a very simple blog application that have one app here, post. Inside models, we have two simple models, post and comment. There is no very complicated functionality here. Just for illustration purposes, I have added two models to see how the documentation will generate it. So also we have some view sets, and also for post and comment, and also URLs that using simple router. So the most important point here is, let's go inside the root project and settings, or actually before we go settings, let's go to requirements.txt. So the main package we are going to use is drf-yask, which they have in description. They are describing themselves like another Swagger generator or another Swagger documentation generator, something like that. So basically this package includes a few type of documentations. One of them is Swagger, and there are also, I think, OpenAPI, and third one is Redoc or something, I can't remember exactly. But this is like pretty well-known package for applying Swagger to Django REST Framework projects. So basically, I guess you also know like why we included Django and Django REST Framework here as well. So I have created virtual environment already and installed these packages. So once you also installed them, the next step is going to be include them inside installed apps. So as you see, we are including the drf-yask here, and also REST Framework and our custom app. But the important point is here is that package must be included inside installed apps configuration. And the final step, yes, that's true, that's going to be final step, is opening the urls.py inside our root project. And so as you see, we have some configuration here, which is we are initializing the schema view class, basically that holds default renderers and generators for the documentation, and then pointing it to a specific path, which will be the actual Swagger documentation. So we are importing OpenAPI from the package, and also we are importing get schema view from the drf-yask views. And I have renamed it for Swagger get schema view, just for the illustration purposes. You don't have to do it. Alright, so as I said, we are initializing the schema view class, and if we go inside it, you can see that there are plenty of parameters here that you can use while initializing. And the first param is info, and let's go back. So as you see, it accepts multiple arguments that can be used while initialization, and the info is the first param of get schema view, which defaults to OpenAPI.info that we declared here. So also it's accepting a couple of parameters like title, default version, description, which describes the details of our documentation. Let's say, let's go inside info as well. As you see, title, default version. Even you can provide terms of service, contact, license, and so on. So let's go back and Basically, that's it. We are initialized the schema view class, and then we are pointing it to a specific path, like here, and it must be used like that. Get schema schema view dot with UI and with these parameters. And we are just defining the name if we are going to use it, some internal redirects or something. All right, so that's pretty much it, because as I said, it automatically generates all the API endpoints. So let's now run the project and navigate to this specific endpoint to see it in action. So I have already migrated. I have already migrated all of these migrations. That's why I will just run the server directly. Manage.py run server. Let's go to localhost 8000. So localhost 8000, and then we have to go a specific path. So it's going to be API version 1. Let's go API version 1, and then oops, it's right here. Exactly. So as you see, it automatically detected the comment posts, and as you see, the models are here, comment and post. We have CRUD operations here, and also the title, the version, and the description that we defined in this info parameter here. So if you add some new endpoints, it will automatically detect and update the documentation. So no worries about that. So I just want to mention one more thing. In my previous experience, we have faced with the issue like the endpoint is not generating automatically. So that's why there's a method called method decorator, which handles it generates the endpoint manually. Like you have to decorate your view class with that decorator and then implement the parameters manually. Let me show you in the blog post. So if we go to blog post, yeah. So some of you, as I said, have troubles with generating the documentation. So that's why I have generated some dummy endpoint here. As you see, ping. I will show you here. So we have one parameter here, post slug, and we have also like options that we can select. For example, if we want published or draft. So these configurations can be handled manually by using the method decorator. I will show you it in views. So let's assume that we have ping view or some kind of another view. For example, let's say you are downloading some zip file, you have such functionality, and there is no end, and this endpoint is not generated, is not detected automatically by DRF-YASC. So you have to do it manually. If so, then you can use this method decorator with the combination of Swagger auto schema function to basically generate it. So in this case, it's going to be get request. If there's if you're in your case it's post, you can change it to post or so on. And we are, as you see, implementing adding manual parameters. In our case, for example, let's say it's post slug. We want to get post objects from the database based on particular slug, and then we are defining the query. It's going to be in, then description and type. What's the type of the parameter? It's going to be string. And also, if you have some enums, for example, for post status, we have published and draft. We can define enums as well. It's going to be shown like that. We drop down with some options. And then we have required true, which is also, as you see, if this parameter is required, then you have to declare that as well. So by declaring all these configurations, it should work. It should automatically generate it. So that was some kind of tip, because as I said, we have faced with that issue a few months ago, and it was like pretty confusing. There is no solution on the internet based on this problem. So I'm just warning in case. Alright, so that was it. Thank you for watching, and we will see each other in the next video.